problem that I'm talking about right now is that I often get too emotional. I can't control it, and it's something that I hate about myself. No. So, I want you to laugh when you see me getting emotional to take me out of it, okay? Because this is a memory I have of my mom that isn't meant to be emotional, but it's a special memory to me, so I get emotional. And I haven't kissed her enough tonight, so... Happy birthday, my sweet mom. I have so many great memories of fun and wonderful times we spent together that really, the hard part is just deciding what memory to share. Should I talk about the time where over the course of several weeks you and I secretly and single-handedly baked 12.5 cakes, cookies, and torts for Dad's surprise 50th birthday party? Or maybe I should write about the daily leg massages I would give you over the course of several months while you were pregnant with Sorrel and suffering some bad leg pain. Or I thought I could talk about our Dr. Christopher cleanse and the wonderful chaparral tea and how much a 5-year-old boy likes enemas. The memories keep flooding in. How about the time I was around 4 or 5 years old and Bumby decided to nip at my nose with his big dog teeth? Remember how you fiercely charged him down, grabbed him by the scruff of the neck, dropped him over the railing of the stairway into the basement? That was the last time that dog ever looked at me wrong again. And how about the time we lived in Granger and you chased down that very large, very mean, very big, large dog that was chasing me as I was walking home from school? Needless to say, that was the last time that dog looked at me the wrong way again. I also love the memory of the family vacation we took to Jackson Hole and Yellowstone Park, and how fortunate I was to be able to wear lederhosen every day for the whole trip. Do you know who dislikes lederhosen more than a 6-year-old boy? Cowboys in Jackson Hole. I also love remembering your very distinctive whistle that called me home anywhere I might happen to be in the neighborhood of Golden Hills. The whistle would call me home for dinner, and every house I'd walk past on my way home would ask, "So, what's for dinner tonight, Trent? Broccoli spaghetti or broccoli chili?" Remember, this is long before healthy eating was fashionable. Mom, I'm only glad you never tried broccoli pancakes. And how about all those nights you beat me at Mensch Aggerdick and made me cry? Oh no, whoops, that was you, Dad. That was Dad. Well, I'm not going to share any of those memories today. Instead, I want to talk about something that you and I often did together, and very often it was just you and I and no one else. I'm sharing this memory because to this day, my love of this activity is something I learned only from you, and because of you, to this very day, still love this activity. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes. Washing a glass.
Tina talked about it. Skiing.
Skiing, yes, of course.
I shouldn't put you on the spot like that. I'm sorry, Mom.
There are so many wonderful memories, Trent, to choose from.
Skiing. Often my mom and I just would do this together. I loved the times we would ski together. You were always 100% in favor of a ski day, and you would let me miss a day of school anytime, if it meant I was going skiing. All of those missed days of school, and I still managed to get straight A's. Or B's, who's really counting. You were a beautiful skier, Mom. Graceful, elegant, and in total control. Must be where I got it from. But there's one particular ski memory I have in mind that I think about each time I'm on the mountain skiing with my own little family. It was a very cold Utah winter, but the weather started out nice that day, so you and I were skiing a little higher up the mountain on one of our favorite sugarloaf runs. It wasn't too long before the weather turned, and it started getting really cold, but neither of us were ready to call it a day. So we moved lower down the mountain to a lower elevation, hoping that it would get warmer, but no such luck. I remember the next ride up the chairlift, with our faces tucked as best as we could, down into the top of our ski parkas, and with our fingers balled up tight inside our mittens. This is the day before hand warmers and boot warmers, and before really good ski equipment, for that matter. We were both windblown and frozen solid by the time we skied down to the base of the mountain, but still, neither of us were ready to call it a day. So we decided, let's take an early lunch and warm up. We went back to the car, started the engine, turned the heater up full blast. We unpacked our thermos, and we each had a steaming hot cup of beef broth as we ate our homemade cheese bread on Jack Sprat.
Yes.
And if I remember correctly, in the bottom of our lunch sack, we found a small Mark's bar. I think Dad slipped it in when we weren't looking. I remember thinking, this is the best lunch I've ever had. Needless to say, after warming up and filling our bellies, we stepped out of the warm car, took one look at each other in that cold, bitter wind, got back into the car. While it wasn't my best ski day we ever had, there were many more to come. It is one of my favorite memories of a time with no one else but my mom. I love you, Mom.